my channel. My name is Holly, this is She Reads, and today I'm going to be going through my June TBR with you, and I cannot believe how fast time has been flying. Like, I think one of my very first videos was my March TBR, and like now we're in June, and I just don't know how that happened, but I have been having so much fun with BookTube, and I'm so happy that I decided to start it. It's just been like, it's really helped me to read a lot more, and it's really kept me focused on my reading goals. So I'm just so thankful for it, and I'm just having so much fun with it. But enough rambling, let's just get right into my TBR, and I'm gonna start off by telling you guys that I did not finish a couple of the books that were on my TBR for last month. One of them I have a good reason for, one of them I just didn't feel like reading. So I did put two of those ones onto my TBR for this month. And the first one that we're going to talk about is The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom. And this one, normally, like, I am such a Mitch Albom fan, but I really have to be in the kind of right mood to read his work. And I think I'm starting to get into that mood now. So I think I'm definitely going to be more willing to pick this one up. So this one is basically about Father Time and how he created the concept of time. And basically he ends up getting punished by God by because he's trying to measure God's greatest gift, which is time. So he ends up getting locked away in this cave for all of time in order to kind of serve his sentence, I guess. And yeah, it just kind of goes on from there. And so eventually Father Time is granted his freedom, but he has a purpose in order to maintain his freedom, and he has to teach two people on earth the meaning of true time. One follows a troubled teenage girl, and one follows a billionaire businessman, and he has to teach them both the true meaning of time and what to do with your time when you're on this earth. So that is going to be the first book that I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be starting it today, and it's quite short, so I should probably finish it within a couple of days. The next book that I did not read that I said I was going to was The Lighthouse at the End of the World by Stephen Marlowe. And this one I actually had a good reason for not reading it. If you had checked out my best friend and I do a book talk when we did a book review about The Hazelwood, we decided that the next book that we were going to read was The Lighthouse at the End of the World. So we are going to be reading this month, and then in the next few weeks we will be doing another bestie book discussion on this book, and this one is about Edgar Allan Poe and the week that he goes missing. So we're going to find all out about that, and I'm very excited for this one. It looks super, super good, and I have just been like itching to read it, but I wanted to wait until closer to the time that we film that book review so that it's more fresh in my mind. So that is going to be moved to my June TBR. The next book that I want to pick up is The Motion of the Puppets by Keith Donoghue, and this one came in my last My Throat Club unboxing, and I am super excited about this one. I just think it's going to be so fun. It's basically about a woman that ends up going into this abandoned toy store, and she gets trapped inside of a puppet. Like, her soul gets trapped inside of a puppet, and I just think it kind of reminds me of like the old Goosebumps books that I used to read when I was a kid, and so it just seems like this is kind of like Goosebumps for grown-ups, and I am so excited about it. Like, this is everything. The next book I want to pick up is The Black Dahlia by James Ellroy, and I have just kind of been in a mood lately to read about some true crime, so I'm very interested to find out some more about what actually happened in this case. And I mean, The Black Dahlia is a classic crime case. Like, I don't know anybody that has not ever heard of it, so I would like to know a little bit more about it, and I think it's like super interesting. And I think that because like it's summertime now, like it's starting to be really warm out here, and I don't know, like true crime stories, like reading them at nighttime in the summer, I don't know, it's just like a feeling that you get, you know? Like, am I crazy? I don't know. I just am all about that in the summertime. The last book on my physical TBR list is For One More Day by Mitch Albom, and this has to be on my TBR because I had planned to read one of Mitch Albom's books a month up until his new release coming out in October, and I failed to do that last month, so now I have two of them on for this month. But this one follows the journey of a mother and son's relationship. And basically what ends up happening is, as he grows up, he's not very close with his mother. He's more of a daddy's boy. And then his mother passes away. And following that, his dad subsequently had left, and kind of a long backstory, but he ends up kind of having a troubled life, and he decides one evening that he is going to take his own life. And to do so, he decides to go back to his family home and commit suicide there. So he goes back there, but what he finds when he opens the door is that his mother is still alive and she welcomes him in with open arms. Basically, it's kind of just like a magical story where he gets one more day with his mother, and at a time that he needs it most. So it just kind of like follows around, like if you passed away and you had the chance to come back for one more day, like what would you say? What would you do? Who would you talk to? How would you end things when you knew that you had one last chance to do so? So this is a beautifully written book, and I'm actually really excited to pick it up again. I haven't read it in a couple of years, so I'm excited about it. Well, you guys, that is it for my June TBR. That's my physical reads. Basically, what I've been doing for my audiobooks is I've just been renting them from my local library. So I don't really have a list in mind as to what I'm going to read on audiobook. I just kind of like go through at the time once I'm done and just like go through and see what my library has available at the time, and then I pick that out. So that's always kind of a surprise, but these are the books that I'm hoping to get through for my physical reads for the month of June. And let me know in the comments down below what you guys are planning on reading in June, and if you guys are planning on reading any of the same books that I am. I would really love to know. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!